Hey, what's going on YouTube? This is Mr. Ferguson again. Thanks for stopping by. In the last video we talked about a couple products, the sprayer, and we talked about Quinclorac, and those two products that I use. And I thought for another video we could just go over some of the things I use and why I use them, things I've researched and things I find to be beneficial and have seen proven results in the yard. So we're back at my shed in the back of my house, so we'll go over a few things, maybe a short video, maybe not, but thanks for stopping by. Stay tuned. Let's go in the old junky shed. I know, guys, it looks terrible, but this is a small shed me and my father built, mainly my dad. But I assisted when we first moved on our house about 11 years ago. So anyways, I'm working with it. It's kind of junky, but I try to keep it nice, and then, you know, things get tore up. But anyways, so one of the first things I want to say that's very beneficial is this thing right here for my sprayer. There's my sprayer that we talked about in the last video from Sprayer Plus. It's a YT25E. You can look at the last video. I kind of review it a little bit. But this right here is just a simple paint stir that I got at Home Depot. It's I think it was somewhere around $7, $8, $9. But what this is useful for is to hook into your cordless drill, and when you're mixing with your spray, obviously you just want to drop this in, spin it, you know, with low power on your drill, and mix up your application. So this has by far been used a lot by me, and I recommend, if you don't have this, get one. Mosquitoes, get off me. And it definitely can mix up your product so you don't have all water at the top or bottom and then product in the middle. And with some of the stuff I use, you definitely says it needs to be mixed. So second thing I wanted to show you guys was this. This is brand new. It looks like it's made by Metric or Meteric. I'm not even sure. Got it off Amazon, very cheap. But basically for my lawnmower blades, the dummy that I am, got my mower about 2 years ago, maybe 3 years ago. Husqvarna is the brand. It's a 3-in-1 self-propelled mower and does well, but I had never even thought about sharpening the blades because I was always the guy that was like, hey, I'm just going to cut my grass and get it done. And you know, so finally this year I bought new blades, as you can see over here in the corner, and there's another one down at the bottom. I just put on a brand new blade, but this product off Amazon I think was around $35. Came with cutting blades and grinding blades. It is, you know, cord powered, but it does the job to sharpen a blade. I wanted to talk about, let's do the sprayer nozzle. Now this was assembled by Pete over at GCI Turf Services. I believe his website, just to give him a shout out, is GCI Turf Academy, and he assembled this. So basically on the end of your sprayer here, which is right here, you put some Teflon tape there, you attach this, and it has an opening right here, which is, if the camera would focus, let me get out of the way here. So right here is the opening where it sprays out, so you're angled it this way, and it sprays an 8-foot wide spray pattern. So you can do more yardage per walk, so you're not spraying that little teeny 1 or 2 foot spray and walking back and forth in your yard over and over and over again. And so he has 2 caps, and being that I'm recording with one hand, I may not be able to do this, but it's a simple twist and it comes off. I know it looks like there was some product in there, but there's a white tip that I haven't pulled out. It's actually in the bag right there. And that's your trimmer or smaller spray for the edge, and then this is your broad spray. The other main thing I wanted to talk about was Speed Zone. So this is a post-emergent, and obviously it kills the weeds, not the lawns. Dead weeds fast, like everything, right? But what I really wanted you to pay attention to here is, if we can focus the camera, you see the 2,4-D. That is your active ingredient that is a weed killer. But do you see how much of the percentage is? 28.57% of 2,4-D, which means this has a lot of killing power in it. It's a concentrate formula, 20 fluid ounces. So I'll write my measurements up top, 2 ounces per 2 gallons. So anyways, that is one of my favorite products for killing clover. All of the stuff, obviously you want to read the label. It has one of those pill labels that tells you everything it kills. So here's the back of it, when to use it, when not to use it, talking about how many square footage and calculation. But it kills many broadleaf weeds, and obviously you see the clovers there and the other things that it talks about, probably in the label to be it's more specific, but any of your broadleaf weeds, that's what it's targeting there. Now, just to give you a comparison of why I wanted to show you the 24% I said? 28.5% 2,4-D. I have here some stuff. Now, this was when I first started out this year of trying to get my lawn straight. I bought this weed and feed from Ace Hardware. Now, it actually did its job. It fed the grass, and it started to kill some of the weeds, but they didn't all die. But if you look down here, there's the analysis, 29% nitrogen and 0, I think it's magnesium, and then potash is 3 here. But if you look at the active ingredients, and there's a little bit of a glare there, let me try to focus, 2,4-D, 1.18%. So you compare that with Speed Zone, this has got hardly any 2,4-D percentage in here at all. But it's, and it's 100%, and it's a lot of filler and other stuff. So it may be a little bit of fertilizer in here, maybe for the analysis they got of the 2903, but it's mainly fertilizer, not to kill the weeds. It has just a small percentage. So that's why I prefer the Speed Zone, because with Speed Zone I can put it in the sprayer, walk around, and I'm going to kill weeds. I have a lot of woods behind my house, and it handles all that weird stuff that I don't know what it is, but it ain't grass and I don't want it, and Speed Zone knocks it out. So I highly recommend Speed Zone. But most importantly, check the label, check the active ingredient for 2,4-D. You want it to have a high percentage of 2,4-D, and then make sure you read the label to know how much to fill into your sprayer. Now, this is what I used to buy all the time in the past. I knew nothing about crabgrass, knew nothing about weeds. All I know was this was a weed killer, kills weeds to the roots, won't harm lawns, and it has crabgrass control. Sold. And this is what I use all the time, which this is good stuff. But what I wanted to point out to you all is here on the active ingredients. And if we can focus here, look at the second line. First off, it's got 2,4-D, but look, it's only 6%, so it's very lower than Speed Zone. And secondly, what's underneath that? If I can hold the camera still, quinclorac, but how much? 2.13%. So if you followed my last video, we talked about how I just purchased some quinclorac. So this is quinclorac, and I bought a full pound of it because this is what actually is your crabgrass control. It comes from the quinclorac. Well, this is just quinclorac made by Quality Patrol. And I'm sorry about the camera. It just does not want to focus in this shed here. But this is why I just went ahead and bought the product outright. Instead of buying this, I use the Speed Zone in the back for the weeds, and you can actually mix Speed Zone with quinclorac and do the same thing as this. These have low percentages. You can get a higher percentage, as much as you want here, by reading the label, seeing what's allowed, and also with Speed Zone, which has a 28% of 2,4-D in it. So I hope that makes sense, and I'm making sense with what I'm saying. This works as well, but you see the low percentages, you're going to have to use this probably 2 or 3 apps, where you may be able to knock out with one with quinclorac and Speed Zone together. So hope that makes sense. All right, guys. Lastly, I wanted to show you the what I call the biostimulants package. Is what I actually bought mine off GCI's website from Pete over there at gciacademy.com, as mentioned before. And I'm not a scientist. I don't know everything about it, but after researching a little bit, apparently your soil needs humic acid. Humic acid is good for your soil, for root growth, for development, for your for grass to be able to enjoy it and have nutrients that are unlocked. And if I'm recalling correctly, and again, you may have to look some of this up on your own. Man, these mosquitoes are eating me alive in here. I need to get out of here in a second. But basically, humic acid unlocks nutrients in your soil that are thought about as, think about them as locked up in a safe. And these products all have humic acid in them to unlock nutrients that your grass wants and needs. So that's the theory behind them. Now, there's Greene, RGS, Humic 12, and back here in the back you got Air 8. And I just labeled mine. I got Prodime in the corner, which is not part of that. It's these 4 products right here. The RGS, I say it's root growth system, but I don't know if that's what it stands for. But RGS is developed to spray on your yard for root growth, for development of your grass's roots. Obviously, deeper roots means more maturity, means it's more tolerant against heat stress and disease. So very good product. It's recommended you put that out just as much as you want. You can't overdo it. Sorry, I'm swatting mosquitoes. They are trying to eat me up in here. Greene, I believe, is just a combination of micronutrients for your lawn. It's a 002 analysis, so potash 2%. And again, all of the Air 8 in the back is actually liquid aeration for your soil, which is pretty fascinating. You know, when you aerate with equipment, you're punching holes in the ground for air and oxygen to get into your dirt and loosen compaction. Well, this is a liquid form of doing that, and it has micro pockets in your soil to allow air to get into your dirt to help growth, stimulate good things for your soil. And so aerate does that in a liquid form, but obviously you still want to mechanically aerate as well. And the Humic 12, as we talked about, Humic 12 unleashes those nutrients and micronutrients in your soil for your grass to grasp hold of and have a fresher, newer looking lawn. Hope you all have a great week. Again, like and subscribe. Comment below on how your yard's going this year. Are you just now working on it? Have you had a good lawn and looking to improve it? Let me know in the comments. I want to hear from you all. And a shout out to Gracie and George, the last 2 subscribers I saw on the channel. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate you. Hopefully I don't make too boring videos for y'all, and here in the future we can get some good content out. Thank you. Have a great day.